Hey everyone, Chef Marty Mongiello here at the United States Presidential Culinary Museum, taking a look at a two-part mini-series on foods in the White House, on Inside the President's Cabinet. Wow, everybody, today we are going to take a look at the foods of the White House and some of the most famous foods ever to sit on a president's desk. Right here we do have the M&M Mars Company, who has been in the White House for a long time, and you'll notice the president's signature in gold on the fronts of the boxes. And then, you know, always on the back, everyone always asks me, well, what's on the back? There's a little peanut with an American flag smiling and waving at you. But these are minted for all of the presidents by the M&M Mars Company, and here you can see over here is Barack Obama's signature in gold, and tens of thousands of these are handed out. Here's George Bush. And you'll often see our United States Navy chefs dressed in suits escorting the president, handing different things out like the Altoids. And they'll say, here's a small gift on behalf of the President of the United States. And, you know, when they ask to come in, they have to be approved by the United States Secret Service. So you can't just hand out any kind of food in the White House that you want. And Altoids is very well known, one of the more recent companies just to come into the White House. And here is one of their small Altoids boxes. And notice they are safety shrink wrapped now as well. But did you know that this seal, the seal of the presidency of the United States of America, is a protected seal? It's a criminal offense to use this seal on products and to sell it or to just put it on anything that you like. So again, when we look at the Whitman Company here for Whitman's chocolates, or Altoids, or the M&M Mars Company, various different companies who use the seal. And look at how small this one is. Oh my gosh, on Lifesavers. All of our fans around the world know these products, the Whitman's chocolates and Lifesavers. And yeah, that is a super tiny, teeny Lifesaver. We just have 4 Lifesavers in there. And naturally, when you check into the rooms, this is all set up on your bureau for you in our miniature bed and breakfast that we have at the White House. It depends on the president and the first lady how many rooms we want to have for rent, if you want to use that word, each night. But this is all set up on your bureau. And many of our guests literally come in with their arm and tell the spouse, honey, hold the suitcase open on the edge of and they go like this, all into the suitcase. And then when we, the butlers, come in the next day, we will notice that also at Camp David, the resort, all of the cabins there, we will set these things up again because the folks decided they wanted to take home some mementos. And this is what leads to deep-seated anger and a self-defeating rage spiral amongst many of our guests here for the museum tours. They see all these things, including the Corbel champagne. This company also is on Air Force One and in the White House and at Camp David. And they'll often ask me, you mean to tell me we're paying for all this crap with our tax dollars? This is what they're doing. No, sir, they're not. Please do not snap or break a tooth in your mouth. This is all donated for free by these companies. But even in the case of this 1989 QV inaugural edition for Ronald Reagan, or these splits that are on Air Force One, you know, these are still made as commemoratives and giveaways and donated by the Corbel Company. So these items are all donated. Over here, guys, we have, of course, the Jelly Belly Company, made famous by one of the most hilarious presidents, a superstar on film. Ronald Reagan loved Jelly Belly, but they were really a relatively unknown company. They only made about a half dozen flavors when he came into office. And one of the things Ronnie did was to jump on the phone with California, with the brothers who own Jelly Belly, and tell them, you know, my staff is mentioning my life dream about the red, white, and blue jelly beans all over the White House for inaugural day. They're mentioning that we could possibly use the the black colored one, or no, we can't. Here's what you guys need to do. You need to, well, here's what I want you to do. He asks them, could you please invent and create immediately a blueberry bean? I need it now, and I need it by December. The CIA is already here doing the Black Book briefing every morning. I'm not even in the Oval Office yet. But by inaugural day, I want to have this done. And that is one of my bucket list items on Earth. I want people to be able to plunge. And the brothers ask, Ronnie, what do you mean plunge? You know, with their hands in urns filled with red, white, and blue beans all over the White House. So we need a blue bean right away. And they do invent that for Ronnie. And it's one of the more famous beans, maybe even more famous than Jack and the Beanstalk. But yeah, #1 in sales worldwide, I might add, Jelly Belly. #1 in sales worldwide for jelly beans. Just an amazing company. I should also bring up the coconut is the other most famous food item ever to sit on a president's desk, the Resolute desk. And in fact, that desk was brought up by Jackie Kennedy out of the basement and polished up with some lemon pledge. And this coconut, this is not the exact same one. We have made this here as a facsimile. But the president had the coconut that he carved into with his knife when his PT-109 was cut in half. And you'll notice he's mentioning there are 11 of us alive, and he throws the coconut into the water as a distress message. And so the coconut and the jelly beans are the two most famous items for food items ever to sit on a president's desk. And that would bring us to the fact that we do sometimes, guys, have family members who show up and they have a favorite food item with them. We had this brother show up with his beer, and it was a little tense because he come in with it and no one really knew what to do. And so one thing the social secretary did mention is, don't you dare tell him he can't hand that out, and have the service check with him and see if he would like to get his Billy beer into the program. We have a specific line where these products are made and developed and then packaged, and we actually do not use roadway trucking system to ship them on in. We will actually follow the entire shipment and bring it into the White House safe ourselves. And it's very important. So Billy Beer will come into the system, although it will not have the presidential seal on it. And thank you again for joining us, and please don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you so much, and catch you next time.